Is SNL All Star Awakening actually worth your time, or is it just another auto-battling gacha trying to cash in on your SNK nostalgia? Surprisingly, this one does a few things that make it stand out, especially if you're tired of rebuilding characters every time the meta changes. And if you're always hunting for the next great idle RPG so you don't have to waste your time downloading the bad ones, hit that like button and subscribe. We're basically doing quality control for your phone storage. SNL All Star Awakening is an officially licensed SNK card RPG that throws you into Southtown alongside familiar faces like Kyo Kusanagi, Yori Yagami, and Mai Shiranui. But while the story exists, the real focus here is building teams and squeezing the most out of your fighters. Combat is largely automatic, which is pretty standard for this genre. Your fighters unleash their attacks and signature moves, while flashy 3D effects recreate many of the classic specials fans know from the old arcade games. You still have to think about team composition and character synergy, but don't expect fighting game mechanics. This is a squad-based RPG first and foremost. One of the biggest selling points is that every character is meant to remain useful. The game doesn't really push the idea of bad cards. Instead, each fighter can supposedly be trained to endgame levels, giving you a lot of freedom when building your roster. If you've ever pulled your favorite character in a gacha game only to learn they're obsolete, that's something you'll probably appreciate. Team building is where most of the strategy comes from. Fighters have bonds and combinations that unlock stronger effects and combo attacks. There isn't one fixed lineup that everyone is forced to use, and the game encourages experimentation. If you're the type of player who enjoys testing different squads instead of blindly copying tier lists, you'll probably spend a lot of time here. Another feature that deserves some praise is the inheritance system. Resources transfer between characters without painful losses. You can reset and switch lineups without throwing weeks of progress into the trash. Honestly, more gacha games should do this. Nobody enjoys spending half their life retraining replacements. As for progression, you'll be collecting characters through the summon system. The game promises plenty of pulls and regular SSR rewards, which should help free players get started. Of course, this is still a gacha game. Luck plays a role, and players willing to spend money will naturally progress faster. Outside of battles, there are MMO-style exploration areas where you can roam around, trigger encounters, and fight stronger enemies. There are also minigames and side activities to break up the usual routine. It's a nice change from staring at menus all day, but there are some things worth mentioning. The game leans heavily on auto battle. If you want complete control over every action, this probably won't scratch that itch. A lot of the gameplay revolves around progression, collecting characters, and optimizing teams rather than manual skill. Grinding is also part of the package. Like many idle and gacha RPGs, you'll spend plenty of time farming resources and upgrading fighters. Depending on how generous the game stays over time, monetization could become a bigger issue for competitive players. And while the promise that every character remains viable sounds great, balance in these games can shift as new fighters arrive. That's something long-term players will want to keep an eye on. Still, the resource inheritance system is easily one of the smartest ideas here. Being able to experiment without punishing yourself is a huge quality of life feature, and it makes collecting characters feel much more enjoyable. So if your dream team consists of Kyo, Yori, and Mai beating up enemies while you theorycraft lineups instead of re-rolling for the 100th time, this game might have your name written all over it. By the way, let me know which SNK fighter you're building first. Are you loyal to Team Kusanagi, or are you joining the Yori fan club? No judgment. Mostly. Overall, SNL All Star Awakening is aimed at players who enjoy idle RPGs, team building, and collecting classic SNK characters. If you like experimenting with lineups and want a forgiving progression system, there's plenty to like here. But if you prefer manual combat, dislike grinding, or have little patience for gacha mechanics, this one might be an easy skip. That's the overview. If you've already tried SNL All Star Awakening, drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're looking for more idle RPG reviews and overviews, leave a like and subscribe. We're always on the hunt for the next game worth playing, so you don't have to do the downloading experiments yourself. Until next time, happy grinding.